Greetings and welcome. You are watching This Is My Health, a show that seeks to empower you with information on health and health-related matters so that you can take control of your own health. Today we have yet another exciting show. We are looking at an unusual topic, screen time, managing your screen time. You know, we have just come out of the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, we haven't really come out of it. We still have a number of waves. And one of the things that have come out of COVID is an encouragement for people to social distance and by so doing work from home. That has brought up the need for ways to connect with the rest of the world. Hence, this thing called the screen. And the screen, we are talking about tablets, computers, maybe even the TV or your telephone. Now, today I have in the studio people who are specialists in some of the areas that are touching on the screen. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you so that you can join me to welcome them. Let's start with you, Say.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. My name is Thembinkosi Moyo. I'm an IT specialist.
Thank you.
My name is Nonhlanhla Luyanda Nzibanyoni, commonly known as Luyanda. I am a passionate optometrist and I love talking about eye care.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Your names are a mouthful, but you're welcome. Okay, as you've heard my introduction of the topic and as we have discussed, we are looking at the screen time. Now, let's start with you, an IT specialist. All of us, we look at this thing, and I'm one of those people who really don't know, who will say it's a screen. What really is involved in a screen? What makes a screen a screen? Maybe with that we can understand why we have to manage our screen time.
Well, thank you. A screen is basically a glass that emits light, and that light has colors that make pictures, that makes moving pictures, which are movies or whatever. So it could be a phone, it could be a tablet like the one you're holding. Anything that emits pictures is considered to be a screen. Now, even our watches are part of that category of screens. So anything that basically shows pictures, whether they are static pictures or they are in motion, is a screen. So the actual definition, we call them, we call it LED, which stands for light emitting diode. So that emitting of light is what basically classifies.
So the fundamental of it is something that projects lights.
Exactly.
Somehow.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So now that you've explained what a screen is, are there good or bad ways of using a screen?
Well, that's a very wide question, but let's look at it.
You have 2 minutes to do that.
Exactly. Well, I would not say they are bad or good. It depends how we use them. Mm-hmm. So if you prolonged use of your eyes on a screen, it can be harmful to your health. And this has a lot of aspects to it. The posture where you sit, how you
What's
consume.
the right posture, as you say?
Well, you have to sit upright, straight up, and not slouch. But unfortunately, because of the mobile phone era we spend most of our time like this. And that has obviously some issues with the way we are sitting.
You are sure you're not a doctor? I like how you think.
Yeah, but
Yes.
Those are the things that I have to be, in charge of IT, I need to be looking at those things. I have people who I provide this technology with, and I need to keep educating them. As you sit, you should be eye level with your screen. Once you just start dipping your head, there's strain to the muscles. I've had people who we have had to get ergonomic chairs and desks and so on because of the impact of the screen.
Those are big words. What are ergonomic chairs?
Basically, the way you sit, you need to sit in a very natural state, which is from your posture, your back, everything needs to be quite natural. So as I sit, the most comfortable way of sitting is when I can lean back a little bit, and that is how you should actually be working. But unfortunately, because of working from home, we don't have desks sometimes. We sit on couches and you have your laptop on your lap and you are typing and your head is bowed down for 9 hours doing this. There's going to be something going wrong.
I like that. You're going to hold that thought because we are coming back to it. I can see that one of our viewers has just called in because they have got something they would like us to discuss. Let's just take a moment to hear what the viewer has to say.
Hello everyone, my name is Samkelo Fizolo from Randburg. I'm an auditor and a part-time student. What this means is that I spend a lot of time using screens such as laptops as well as on my phone. My question to This Is Health is spending a lot of time using my screens a problem?
That was very interesting information that we get from our viewers. I'm sure he's not alone in the challenges that he's facing. So we are not just going to sit and just try to address him alone. I believe that somebody out there is also having the same challenges. So we look at this thing holistically and see how we can address some of these issues. But we can't really deal with all of them right now. So we are going to go up for a break right now. And when we come back, we'll pick it up from there. Please don't go away. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching This Is My Health, and we have a very interesting topic to deal with today. Screen time, managing your screen time. And in the studio, I've got an IT specialist and an optometrist. And before we left, we had just received a call from a viewer who has got challenges that we believe arise from their use of the screen, perhaps prolonged, perhaps posture, I don't know, but we are going to try to be dealing with that issue. Welcome back. When we left, you were just taking us through the right way of using the screen. You said it was a long one. Let's not take it forever and just give us a few more because we need to hear a little bit more about the eyes. Yes, sir.
No problem. So I think the way we sit is very critical to us not developing neck pain, back pain, even our arms. I've seen colleagues who come to me complaining that just scrolling on the mouse because there's prolonged use of the finger, all of those things contribute to problems. So it's important how we sit and how we are able to prolong the use of screens,
the screens,
and
yes.
computers. So for instance, the question from the caller, now we have desks that you can use while you are standing. It is actually now advisable not to sit. The longer you can stand, the better, because sitting is a lot of problems that we have known. I think from your previous episodes, weight gain, all of those things end up coming because of the prolonged sitting. So you have desks now.
Backache.
Yeah,
We've
backache.
just talked the neck. Sitting, I think the back we should talk about too. Yes.
Exactly. So there are desks now that you can use. You can even improvise. You don't need to go buy an expensive desk. Just being able to put your screen on top of a high, either a table or something, and then stand and then just type there while you're standing. The longer you can stay in that posture, the better it is than sitting. They've been saying that sitting is the new smoking because of its health impacts and so on.
You watch a lot of our shows. I like you. Now, he talked about other body parts. Let's talk about the eyes. You are an eye person. Ever since we started this new normal and so much screen time, has there been any observations on your side as optometrist? Is there something you'd like to add to this conversation?
Yes, definitely there is a lot to add into the conversation. We are seeing more people coming into our practices with eye strain. Some complain about dry eyes. Some complain about itchy eyes. Some complain about painful eyes, even headaches and so forth. And that is absolutely as a result of increased screen time. And there are a number of ways in which you can actually limit all those symptoms in how you use your eyes while you are viewing your screen. I mean, we see screens in the office, in tablets, as he has already mentioned, but there are ways that you can actually help yourself cope better in that kind of an environment. And part of it is actually going outside and taking breaks in between, which is very, very key. So there's a rule that we use as optometrists, and we say, once you have used your screen for 20 minutes, look away at a distance of 20 feet and do that for 20 seconds.
How many
That gives
meters is 20 feet? I don't
6
comprehend
meters.
feet. That's much better. I don't comprehend feet.
We call it the 20-20-20 rule. It's
okay.
easier to remember.
Yes.
So for 20 minutes, while you've spent time on your laptop or your screen, look away at 20 feet, which is 6 meters, and then do that for 20 minutes.
20 minutes I should look, that's one direction?
20 seconds, sorry.
Okay,
Yes.
20 seconds, okay. I was struggling with that already.
After 20 minutes of working on your screen, that's
okay,
it. Yes.
okay.
And that gives the eyes a bit of a break. But more importantly, go outside. Spend some time out in the sunlight, because your eyes, your body generally needs that. That strain that you put on your eyes as you work on the computer is definitely not good for you.
I can imagine that you are not just going to be looking and staring for 20 seconds. My mind just tells me maybe you should do some exercises of the neck, like move it around.
Of course.
I'm imagining that because you are a doctor of eyes.
Yes.
You are probably just going to tell me, look at the eyes, but I'm thinking of what he was talking about, that perhaps I have to do a whole lot more with my head and my neck and really move around.
I spoke about going outside.
Yes.
You know, they say those people that smoke actually don't put as much strain on their eyes because they are used to going for smoke breaks.
We are not going to advocate for smoking on this show.
Absolutely not. But I'm trying to drive a point
The
to
point
say
of, yes.
at least they remember to stand up and get away from their screen. And that's the message we're trying to drive across, to say move away from the screen. Do not sit there for prolonged periods, because that will definitely give you eye strain.
Yes. Now, you talked about tearing eyes, or dry eyes and the like. You mean just looking away will help, or are there other things that can help the eyes? Because you said they were strained. Now I hear you are addressing the issue of strain. What about the issues of dryness, the itchiness, and the other things you talked about?
So there is a phenomena or a condition called CVS, which is called computer vision syndrome.
There's even a name for the disease. It has a name
Yes.
for the computer.
Yes.
Okay.
Others
Yes.
call it digital eye strain. That is a number of symptoms that one would experience after using the computer or any screen for that matter for prolonged hours. It would include what I've mentioned earlier, the dry eyes, the teary eyes, and so forth. So some of the techniques that we can use as individuals while we're working on the screens is to wear glasses. First and foremost, go see your optometrist, have an eye test, because you don't know if there are other underlying visual issues that you may have, which may then exacerbate the eye strain or make it worse as you work on the computer. That's first and foremost. Secondly, it's funny how we forget to blink, actually, when we are watching the screens. We actually do forget to blink.
I thought that was an involuntary exercise. How can you forget something that's involuntary?
It's actually, yes, it is involuntary, but when we're focusing, studies have shown that we forget to blink or we don't have a full blink.
Okay.
Which then speaks to the corneal surface or the eye surface and the vision. So if your eye surface is not smooth and it's not well surfaced or well moisturized by the tears, then your vision starts to blur out.
That shows the dryness that you're talking
Absolutely.
about. Yes.
Tears are a significant, or they play a significant role in how we see on a daily basis. If the eyes are dry, you will not be able to cope.
I can see a curveball coming. You're not going to get tears if you're not drinking water. So I think
course.
somewhere along the line,
Yes.
you must stand up to go and drink water. I said it's a curveball.
So stand up, go drink water. That will also help.
Help or coming
how
on
you
that.
cope.
So that's just a small
Absolutely.
tip, I suppose,
Yes.
that goes on that one. And the itchiness, it comes from the dryness, maybe? I don't know.
Yes, itchiness can be anything, can be stuff in the air. You know, there's so much that's going around in the air as well. Or even just staring on that computer can cause the eyes to become irritated, vulnerable, and hence itchy. And then when you start to rub, you cause other problems, which we're not going to get into right now.
I don't actually have the time. I wish I did. But before we go, just for a quick break, she talked about protecting the eyes and the like. Is there something I can do on the screen, say, to make sure that the light in the screen is not that hurtful as she's alleging it could be?
Yeah, definitely. There are settings on the device that help you to reduce the amount of light emitted by the device.
But I don't see when I take it too low.
Yeah, but that's the challenge, because now you're exposed to long periods when you have this bright light, and now when you lower it, it's like you can't see. But that's actually something that we need to be very careful with,
about,
because
yes.
if there's too much light coming in, it's like what we say: don't look at the sun; it will damage your eyes. She can tell us more, I guess. But the idea is reduce the amount of light that the device emits.
Okay, so I suppose there are screens that you can put on top.
Yeah, there
or
are some
things
that you can put on top. And now we have even a worse thing where we use the screens in bed. And it's the lights are off and this light is being emitted.
You know what?
There's another.
The time is gone, but I like that topic. When we come right back, I want us to pick it up from right there so that you can tell me more about what's wrong with having the screen in bed, because I like watching movies before I go to sleep. Please don't go away. We'll be right back. I am sure there's a lot more you'd like to learn. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, you've missed a lot. You're watching This Is My Health, and today we are learning a lot about managing our screen time in this era of social isolation, this era of working from home, where so much is actually being done online, being done by looking at various types of screens. And in the studio, I've got an IT specialist and I've got an optometrist. And just before we left, we were just being advised on how best to use the screen and what to avoid. Specifically, we're looking at the issues of the screen in bed. Say, pick it up from there. What is wrong with me watching a few nice shows under my sheets?
I'm not sure if you have noticed the high contrast that happens when we look at that screen. It's dark, and you have so much light coming from the device. That causes some. I'm not sure about you, but I've had some tension headaches develop when I'm in that state for a very long time. And it also disturbs your sleeping patterns. Blue light studies have shown that, for instance, especially the blue light, disturbs your sleeping rhythm. And now you have insomnia and all of these things. I won't even go into addictions. There's a lot that the screens, unfortunately, are also...
Addictions from just watching the screen in my bed?
Yeah, definitely.
This topic is very, very big.
Yeah, so a quick one.
Yes.
Apparently, there's that feel-good hormone that is produced when we are on social media.
Yes.
Especially because that's the culprit. If you look at your device and see how much time you are spending in each category, you'll find social media normally tops it.
Yes.
Because there's something that makes us feel good when we connect to others, and when
Of course,
they
I'm
like,
isolated, I'm alone,
exactly.
so I should have friends. Yes.
So the number of likes that we get, all of that is drawing us to prolonged use of the device.
Yes.
And that brings health impact, health issues that we have been discussing.
Yes.
And I think we just need to get to a point where we realize how harmful
Yes.
this is. I know it's kind of...
But it's not the screen that's harmful.
No.
It's the way we are using
exactly.
it. Yes, I like that distinction.
Exactly, yeah. So even to kids, I know we are talking about adults, but also kids, we have learning disorders coming from kids failing to concentrate or for prolonged periods of time, because the medium that they are consuming on the device is quite fast changing. Now, when you come to a classroom where a teacher is standing in front, it's not
It's
moving.
too slow.
Yeah, now the child can't concentrate because of the addiction. And with COVID, we had this thing we're discussing just before the show, where we gave children devices to babysit children because we were busy and we didn't want disruptions from them. We then gave them devices and they got addicted to that, and we can go and Google
We have
anytime.
a lot of issues.
It's a lot of issues, yeah.
So, because our time is running out so fast, and I actually have some myths that have been sent through for you to hopefully dispel if they're myths or confirm if they're facts. The first one says screen light reduces sleep quality. You alluded to that. Can you just take a minute to finish off where you started?
It does reduce sleep quality. It's actually advised that don't have the device in the same room as you are in as you go to bed.
You are assuming I have a lot of rooms in the house. Yeah? But if I have other rooms, let's not go to the part where people break in my house and take my screen. But there is another one. Thank you for that. Was a quick one. Screen usage causes cancer, high blood pressure, and diabetes. I know there is no doctor right here, but you guys who spend your time studying what is happening with screen use, what have you found out? Is this a myth or is that a fact?
It's definitely a myth.
You are a doctor, although you are focused on the optometry.
Yes.
Why is it a myth?
It's a myth. I think there has not been any study that is proving that it's true. So for as long as there is no proof clinically, we'll just consider it a myth.
Okay.
For now, we have determined that the light is a problem.
Yes.
And the period that you use on
light
the screen,
Yes.
on the screen is the problem that then causes what we spoke about earlier.
So you could
CBS.
actually have high blood pressure because you are just sitting stagnant, or you could have obesity you talked about, or diabetes because you are sitting stagnant and just looking at the screen and eating. Not the screen,
No.
but the eating and other things associated. Then another myth, it says screen usage damages the eye and can lead to blindness. I know you talked a little bit about the damage, but I want you to take it all the way to this issue of the blindness. Is that true?
I wouldn't say it causes blindness per se. Again, there has not been any studies to prove that it does. It's important for everybody to consult with their optometrist first and foremost. But as a direct cause, screen time as a direct cause to blindness is certainly a myth. Yes.
So actually, because from what you said, it is the issue of the dry eyes, it is the issue of the tired eyes, but not the issue of the vision. I was hoping you'd unpack that, because the issues of the dryness and the itchiness and the like are a different part of the eye from the issues of acuity on different part. Just unpack that a little bit, because that's what blindness is.
Yes, okay. Firstly, in order for you to be productive on the screen, you need good vision, first and foremost. And by me saying good vision, it can be good vision, just you having good vision yourself, or good vision having corrected for it. In other words, wearing glasses while you are using the screen. So when you are at the stage where you are using the computer and you are using it for extensive hours, that is, and you've got correction, there's no blindness that will be.
Okay.
Yes, we
No,
will
thank
not have
you.
blindness, yes.
This one is for you, I think. The bigger the screen, the better. Is that true?
Yes, I advocate for dual screens even. if you can
To
afford
our
them.
screens.
Yeah.
How do you do this?
Yeah,
How do you
that's movement, that's exercise, that's actually good for you. But the point being that with the smaller the screen, the intensity that you need to be able to use it. So if you can look at something with a relaxed, I don't know what you call it in your thing.
Distance and
Yeah,
yes.
the better. So you'll find that if you have a bigger screen, you're actually much less stressed. You stress your eyes less than when you have a little screen and you're trying to do things there. Now you find yourself squinting and all of that. I think that
I
that's
can
not good.
almost bet you don't have a relationship with people who sell devices, because you've just alluded to your watch
Watch,
being
yeah.
a device. The
Exactly.
cell phones, they're so cute little things that you are using.
Yeah,
And
but
here you are coming and saying we should get big screens.
No, yeah, the bigger the better. Especially people who use them for long times,
Yes.
long periods of time. If you have a bigger screen, even two of them, the less you are straining your eyes, the better.
Okay.
I would like to also add
Yes.
that with increased use of the screens, there has been studies that, and then they continue to happen, where we have found that people becoming more short-sighted or myopic as a result of working long hours on screens. Hence, we encourage children and even adults to go outside and have time outside and spend limited hours on the screen, because that can cause problems in the long term, such as short-sightedness or myopia.
Now, where has all the time gone? I believe that everything we do has got a spiritual twist, and all the guests who come here have got to dodge that curved ball that is coming. What's your spiritual twist to this thing that we've been talking about, screen time and the eyes? Mr. Moyo.
Yeah, for me, I think I would say that anything that you overdo, intemperance, is a bad thing. So even if it's a good thing, if you overdo it, try drink too much water. I think there's water intoxication. Yeah,
You
have
must
to
have
do it.
seen some of the shows. And your twist, ma'am?
I'd say in these COVID times, in this new normal, whatever we are given as a task, we need to do it with all our might, and do it with everything that we have to bring out the solutions, because this is now our new normal. Yes. And if we can contribute in that manner for now, we would have done a great deal, because after this, we are gone and there's nothing we can do.
Thank you so very much for visiting. Thank you for all the advice that has been given. I have learned a lot. And I pray that at home you have also learned a lot. Remember that these things are here to stay. And as technology increases, we are going to get more and more technological devices. Let us get into the habit of informing ourselves on the pros and cons of all these devices and how we can get best value out of them. Until next time, keep looking after your eyes and be vigilant. This is My Health.